everyone, it's CanadianQueen76 and this is my gamer channel. If you want to follow me on my vlog channel, make sure you just hit CanadianQueen76 and go there. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And in this video, I'll be talking about episode 504 of The Walking Dead called SLABTOWN. That's right. So, when we left off in episode 3, Daryl comes out of the bushes and I'm like, okay, who's with him? I assumed it would either be Beth or Carol, even though Michonne said, where's Carol? Don't know for sure. So we get to see what Beth has been doing this whole time. And Beth, let's talk, I was going to say last time when I thought about Beth, but like, I think of Beth as that little teenager girl hanging out at the farmhouse with her dad. And then she progresses and she goes to the prison and she does a good job of taking care of Judith. And then every one of her boyfriends gets killed. So Beth has had a hard time. And now we get to see, like, the last time we saw her, she was with Daryl. They were at a church or some kind of house, and she gets stolen, basically. She gets kidnapped. So when Beth wakes up, she don't even know where she is. And she's banging on the door. The first thing I'm thinking is like, ooh, you better stop banging on the door. You might call some walkers. I don't know where you are. But, apparently she's been out for quite some time. And so now that she's conscious, she wants to know what's the deal. And so she is met with this boss lady and boss cop lady and somebody else. And I'm like trying to still learn all the names of these people. So help me, please. One of the things I'm looking at is when she left, she didn't have all these like bruises and stuff on her. So that makes me believe something's going on, some abuse going on in this little place. And it's really weird because they're in this hospital and the lady's like, you got to pay your debt. And that is crazy. I need to learn her name. So, Beth finds herself in this hospital with the leader, Dawn, who has let's call him Mick Stingy, and her whole crew of officers and then the workers. And so basically Dawn finds out that for her care and for her services, she's going to have to work a job to pay off a debt. And then as she begins to find out about people like Noah, she finds out that no one really leaves. And so she is pretty destitute in her mind on trying to figure out a way to keep up her energy and get out of that place. However, she is antagonized by Gorman, who is a rogue cop, and I think there's more than one. But this one has taken a particular interest in her since her kidnapping, and he wants her to know that he is interested. There has been some gross scenes in here. The one that I like the most is the one with the lollipop. I was just like, ah! I mean, who wants to trade slobs with him? Ugh. And then also, they bring in Joan, and there's a lot of abuse tied to her as well. So I feel for Joan because she's gotten bitten trying to get away from them, and they have to cut off her arm, and she didn't have anything to. Oh, you have to excuse me. Something's in my eye. She didn't have a say in it. I mean, basically, no anesthesia, no painkillers. Here we go again, cutting off a limb. And Joan would rather die than stay in this vicinity. If that gives you an idea of what this facility is like and what the rules are like. One of the interesting things I thought was like when she went to the cafeteria, there's some hot food and they're apparently raising guinea pigs to eat. Never thought about eating a guinea pig, but whoa. Okay, it's better than eating people, termites. So, this doctor, I call him Dr. McStingy because I never learned his name. Please in the comments tell me what this guy's name is. But he's very quirky and he has the audacity in the apocalypse to be bored. When you're surviving and trying to figure out things and your basic needs are not covered, being bored is not something that is a luxury during this time. So he has a painting, he gets to look at things. He's pretty cool with being where he is for now. And Beth is trying to figure out his deal. So when that other patient comes in and everybody's whispering, I guess the whole secret was that he is a doctor. They knew he was an oncologist, and so they wanted to keep him because he would be an asset to the team. However, Dr. McStingy knew that he could not compete with that, and he did not want to be kicked out, and he didn't want his level of protection to be gone. He probably knows he cannot make it on his own out there. And so he tried to do everything in his power to circumvent the system. where Dawn backhands Beth again because all of this other stuff that's going on. Dr. McStingy frustrates Dawn to the utmost, and I guess she's over him as well. So Beth comes up with a plan with Noah, and I like that because Noah gives us an insight about really what things are how things are going. And Dawn overlooks a lot of transgressions in the event of being able to keep things running. I don't understand why though, but I guess there's some kind of, they met halfway or whatever, and her cops get a little bit of liberties that maybe I call the servants don't get. So it's pretty interesting. I don't know how many people is really in this hospital, but I do know that that first floor is blown out, and so there's no other way to get out except for the way the cops get out. And I'm not sure how they do it, but they seem to come and go as they please. So I get to see, like, in this one, the first scene was like, not the first scene, but the one after that was the person cleaning, mopping the floor. I'm like, wow, they care about cleanliness. I mean, we haven't really cared about that for a while, except for when we were at the prison. And then also when Dawn was exercising. I mean, you get exercise out as a hunter. So I'm not used to seeing people just go out and then exercise on stationary bikes. You get all your exercise through running around and surviving. So those were some leisures, and they had built-in electricity, and they had it all pumped out, and water was an issue. I mean, they knew where to go to get all these things. So it was really interesting to watch that dynamic. Joan, on the other hand, she just was like, I'm done with this life, get out of here. She commits suicide, and so Beth sees that, and so in her attempts to help Noah escape, she's already said she signed on too. So it was a good plan of hers, I guess, impromptu plan for when Gorman came in with his bad intentions for him to get ate up by Joan. Sweet nectar. Oh my gosh. And so that was crazy in itself. And so then I guess the escape plan worked even better because everybody was distracted by Joan and that escapade and fighting those two zombies. I'm sure that he became a zombie afterwards. So I really thought that Beth was going to make it out too. She had the power. She had the gun power. She was about to get out of there. And she gets Noah out. So with that being said, I guess if I read between the lines, and I'm not trying to do spoilers, I can speculate that maybe Noah is the one who is with Daryl at the end of episode 3. Who knows? Could be anybody, but I think it's a good speculation. Also, I think Beth is done. She realized she's been set up, and that Dr. McStingy set her up because he wanted to be the only doctor, and he set her up to kill that other doctor, and so she figured it out, and she was coming up with a plan. I think that not the scalpel, but those scissors or whatever that sharp blood instrument was, had his name written all over it. She's got to take him out. He's done. He was toast until at the end of the episode they bring in Carol on the gurney. What the heck? I pray that she's not hurt at all, and that if she is, she's gonna snap to it, because Carol will mean the business for this hospital. It's got to be over. They got Carol. I hope she's all right. I hope she has not gotten bitten. I hope that this is just a plan. I mean, because if Daryl can take Noah, then they can take Carol, and Carol can find Beth. That's the plan all along. So I think Beth was over it, and then she saw Carol, and then she's like, oh, plan B, plan B, plan B, plan C, plan D, whatever. So this leads us up to episode 5. Not there yet. Haven't watched it, so stay tuned. Make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe, and I'll see you for the next episode.